Welcome back to Great Day. Houston Rockets player Chris Paul is rolling out the full court press to help create the leaders of tomorrow through his celebrity server dinner this Sunday. The dinner will benefit the Urban Enrichment Institute. And here with food for thought on this enrichment program is Executive Director Charles Savage, also Jordan, who has been in this program for about 3 years now. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. How did this institute come about? Just basically looking around at what was happening right in our own neighborhoods?
Yes, we've been the Fifth Ward Enrichment Program for the last 34 years.
Wow.
So we've been in existence for 34 years. Our doors haven't closed since then, with the focus on the inner city boys, the boys grew up in the greater Fifth Ward community. Hard times, you look at some of the very negative data on what the Fifth Ward has done as far as juvenile delinquency, dropout rates, and
we hear so much of that about, when you say we're more likely, young black males more likely to be in prison percentage-wise than any other group, more this, more that. And when they keep hearing that over and over again, they need someone to say you can rise to your own occasion, not to those statistics, right?
Exactly, exactly. And our black and brown boys out of that community are realizing that there's a great future here for them, but we give them the opportunity to come into our program and they'll get the mentoring, the tutoring, and the counseling. They have to move forward from the time they become, as Jordan, a 12-year-old until he graduates from high school and move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. All right, Jordan, you're dealing with some tough stuff in your family right now. Do you mind sharing some of what you're dealing with?
We just recently got evicted, and we're living with family members. And the Urban Enrichment Institute has helped me cope with those things, and like the mentors, they help me handle it, and they talk to me about it. And I can ask any mentor about it, and they'll talk to me.
And you have people who also understand what you're going through is not a judgment of you. And I always say sometimes your struggle is your strength. Does it make you more determined to be successful?
Yes, ma'am, because some of the classes, like some of the teachers in the classes, they help me through the things, and like they'll teach me things that I may want to do later in life.
Yeah. What would you like to do later in life?
I want to major in architecture and a minor in music production.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, you got both sides of your brain working there, like the creative side and the science side and the whole bit. And there are so many of these programs that we just don't have unless it is for these private entities like this one.
Yes, and when you look at boys in the greater Houston area, our program really needs to be replicated and move into all those areas, because we're here to support our boys as they matriculate those early years in middle school all the way not only to high school graduation, but entering college and going to the military, starting their own businesses. We support them and set goals with all those endeavors. Because
for a lot of these kids, they haven't seen that modeled in their own family. Their own family have had their own struggles, and oftentimes we know you do what you see, right? And so to have that person there to say, no, whatever it is that you want to do, you can make happen. You're in like some schools in HISD, you need to be in all of them.
Yes, yes, we think so.
Yeah, because it's tough, because I think a lot of times you mentioned some of your teachers pointing out some things to you. Teachers have a tough job with over 100 students sometimes, and they would love to spend time with the kids, but they can't. They're there during the reading, writing, arithmetic, they're teaching, right? And so when we have components like this, it's so important to support programs like yours so that these kids can grow up to do whatever it is they want to do. The Teen Enterprise Center, tell us about that.
That's an entrepreneurial training component of our after-school program, where we introduce boys to not only how important teamwork is, but we provide them with the type of engagements that support why they need their education. So they're going to school all day, but then we put them into programs to say, okay, this is what your education is about, and this is what you're going to use it for.
This is the payoff here, right?
This is the payoff. This is what you're studying for. So we introduce them to these new activities, new components, and between those entrepreneurial activities, they begin to understand business, teamwork, customer satisfaction, how to work with one another, and they take these things home with them, and they come back the next day. So those
also higher education, so important. You have college access liaison, because getting into college, especially today, is like a whole process unto itself. And if you don't have parents who did that, it can be very scary and confusing, right?
Very much
and then
so.
you have your parent and family liaison as well, coordinates activities for and acts as a mentor to the parents of the male youth participants as well, because sometimes that's where the breakdown comes, is that parent didn't have that mentoring either. Okay, tell us about the celebrity server dinner.
Well, we've been honored by Chris Paul and a bunch of other NBA All-Stars. They're going to invite us in along with other guests there, and he's going to be serving us dinner.
Aww.
And so we're looking forward to it. I understand that we'll be walking on the red carpet with our boys, and we're going to have a good time.
They are the stars.
They're
Yeah.
the stars.
You also have your Fall Festival celebrating youth and their siblings, and that's happening this Friday. The Urban Enrichment Institute's annual Fall Festival takes place Friday at the Fifth Ward Multi-Service Center, and the Celebrity Server Dinner will take place this Sunday at Mastro's Steakhouse. For more information on both of these events, you can log on to fwepinc.org, and of course we'll have a link on all that on our site, greatdayhouston.com as well. Okay, so when you are an architect one day, come build Mama something, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you. Thank you for what you're doing in our communities. Have a great day, everybody.